on your uniform.
It's not a whole uniform, more like a bunch of scraps.
Put it on and wear it. A man like you can make a wholesome thing out of bits and pieces.
I can see myself out there. Guns blazing all around, cannons going off, and a line of endless tents, and the piles of the dead.
You won't be one of the dead, son. You do your service, and then here you are coming home.
And I bow down to you, giving thanks, glad to be back.
And your honor has been granted, and your city has been saved, and none of your limbs have been lost.
Mark it.
You all dressed?
Pretty much.
Look at you. How do you look?
I look all right.
My video reimagines a conversation between the old man and hero in part one of Father Comes Home from the Wars, with a prominent father-son duo in the Iliad being Priam and Hector. In the initial scene, the old man thoughtfully helps Hector decide whether or not to join Bossmaster in the war by encouraging him to bravely wear the Confederate uniform, or better thought of as the enemy's apparel. Keeping the script as similar as possible in my adaptation, I made it so that Priam gives the same pep talk to Hector, convincing him to wear the armor of Achilles that he stole from Patroclus. So while Priam assures Hector all will work out in the end just as the old man promises Hero, his words lack the same effect as the old man's because the audience knows of Hector's tragic death. A line specifically taken from Father Comes Home that changes effect when Priam says it is, and none of your limbs will be lost. Since, as the audience is aware, the Iliad ends with an enraged Achilles repeatedly dragging Hector's body from his chariot around the walls of Troy. Although technically true that none of Hector's limbs will be lost because in the Iliad, Apollo takes pity on him and guards the body from all ugliness. His corpse nonetheless encounters abuse in the most brutal and dehumanizing way possible. The use of dramatic irony transforms the intimate scene into something more comedic, as was my goal. In terms of how I use the audiovisual medium to convey this message, I enlisted the help of my friends who have much more experience with the video platform than I do. I wanted the scene to be as conversational as possible, so we used a side-facing camera angle to make it appear as though the audience is truly watching a private moment between Priam and Hector. I ultimately enjoyed the audiovisual medium because it allowed for more creativity in the delivery of the scene.